Yeah, man. So, the theme of the show is you're the camera with a DP. As we know, all DPs and operators like their camera bills differently. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's just really unique to how they like to operate and where they want their monitor placement, where you want the Teradek at. So we just want to see your vibe, you know what I'm saying? And
Let's do it.
all right, let's go. First thing first, what we starting with?
So how I like building my camera, I like starting off with side mounting my Teradek.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to start with.
Okay. So just to let the audience know a little bit about yourself, tell the audience where you from and how was it growing up in your city?
I am from South Central LA. I was originally born in Mexico,
Dope.
Guadalajara, Jalisco to be exact. And yeah, man, LA is super cool, I feel like it's a melting pot of different cultures and art is very prevalent throughout the city.
Yeah.
I grew up with graffiti,
Yeah.
hip hop in my life, so it's always been a big part of me.
Yeah. What year you moved to LA?
I turned 2 when I moved to LA, so it had to be like 2000.
Okay. 2000. So you grew up in South Central, man, like I'm from Mississippi, right? And what I knew about South Central was straight boys in the hood, menace to society, you know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Dre, you had filmmakers like the late great John Singleton, making a lot of his movies had the backdrop of South Central. Shout out to John Singleton. So, like, was that your reality? You know what I mean? Like, what the characters of the Doughboys and the Trays and, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the gang culture, like, what was that your reality or what these movies was portraying?
I would say a lot of it is true.
So, he don't want the regular antennas, he wants the stubbies.
I want
It's the difference.
stubbies.
Hold the other one up. See the difference? This is what he likes.
I like these.
All right, there you go. Oh, you got
I
enough.
got them.
Okay. So why do you like the Teradek on the side like this, like flush to the camera? I see a lot of, ACs and operators just put the Noga arm out and just they kind of like articulate it. Why do you like it flush like that?
I like it flush like this because it's out of the way. It's pretty much out the way, If I need to readjust my, positioning of the Teradek, I could move it. I also like having the out here. I use the out from here to my monitor.
Yeah.
So that brings me on to my next step, which will be mounting the monitor with a Kondor Blue.
Nice. What type of monitor are we using today?
We are using a small HD 703, the best.
Yeah.
The best. So yeah, let's mount it.
Dope. So you grew up in South Central. How did you get into, filmmaking?
I got into filmmaking through photography first. I've been a photographer for 11 years, but now I've been a DP for about 3 years.
What made you get into photography?
I used to go to antique flea markets with my dad and
Swap meets.
swap meets.
That's what the LA hype, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Antique flea market. They
Yep.
call swap meets.
Yeah, we used to go to the swap meet, and they had all these vintage cameras, and my dad would just randomly just buy them,
Yeah.
And he was always interested in engineering and like building stuff, taking stuff apart. So he would show me like how to fix these old cameras,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's what got me interested into photography.
So he wasn't shooting photography. He was just more on the engineering side.
Yeah, he's like a hands-on person, so he likes building, disassembling stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you took it from the art form.
Yeah, I took it from the art form. Yeah.
Dope. I started out as a photographer too, in cinematography. What was the first camera you can remember you taking photographs on?
The first camera I took photo on was actually a medium format camera.
Okay.
It was called the Ziess Iconetta.
Dope.
It's a medium format camera that I had to figure out how to use,
Exactly.
everything.
Light meter.
No light meter actually.
I know.
It's all manual.
Yeah, but you gotta use a light meter to judge the exposure.
I actually had to learn how to expose with my vision instead of, because I didn't have a light meter at the time. I didn't know much about photography. I was just getting started. So I was just using the Sunny 16 rule, like kind of metering by eye, and I would figure it out myself.
Dope. Tell me why you use these connections, you know what I'm saying, these Kondor Blue connections. So why do you, I see you got these like these Cine locks, these quick releases that's different. Why do you use these? What's special about these?
So the reason why I like Cine locks is it allows me to go from different camera settings without taking long. So if I'm going to a steadicam, I could just easily take off the Noga and the monitor itself. Or if I am on sticks, high mode, where I can't see the monitor and the articulating arm doesn't reach, I could easily just take it off, and then with my wires, just look over from down here.
Got you.
So
that makes sense.
It just allows the usage and the flow of the camera to be easy.
Got you. Okay. Small HD is on.
Now I'm throwing on the cables.
Okay. Cool. So you got into the art form of filmmaking by shooting photography. Tell me, when did you start to get in the industry and transition into filmmaking?
I started off in filmmaking about 3 years. A friend of mine, Sean Cooper, reached out and asked if I wanted to first AC for him, and I accepted. From that video shoot, I probably met like 4 people that I still talk to and still work with almost every other day. So I feel like experiences like that, first experiences, are so valuable. All your first times on set, and like just getting to meet people that, you know, want to do the same thing. Yeah. I feel it's so valuable, and I don't know, I feel like I learned so much from these people as well. So I don't know where to go for that.
Nah, that's real. So it's really like the film industry is all about relationships. It's 2 ways to get those relationships. The best way, in my experience, is getting on set and working with your colleagues in whatever capacity that you can, because you are ready to be in the environment that you want to work with them anyway. So, you know what I mean? Like the number one goal is to get on set. You know, get on set and work on set, and then build relationships with, you know, the people or the departments that you aspire to work in, as well as other departments too, because you never know who's gonna recommend you and give you an opportunity. They don't know, but I know you was a lit set photographer before you even got into cinematography, with the likes of the works of Nas, Hitboy, to name a few. So just talk about some of your set photography days and what that experience was like, and who some of the people you met.
So I took BTS on this set called EPMD for Nas.
Yeah. Check the swag. Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, let's go. Yeah. And during that set, that was one of the first few times I saw 16 mil as well, like in person.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel, I was like, whoa, 16 is different, you know?
Why?
Because the whole process of shooting 16 mil is more involved.
Right, so just talk about some of the history of, you know, the photography days. Talk about some of the notable shoots you worked on, and how did that help you transition into DPing?
Okay. I've worked on a lot of amazing sets with different directors. One of the sets that I really like was EPMD by Nas. I feel like that set showed me a lot about film, how much more of the process, you know, there is, like, there's more involvement.
Yeah, in the film.
In film, everything has to be done right. Everything has to be metered correctly. You know? So I feel like that was like a challenge to me. Yeah. If I was to do that, and I really like how the video came out.
So were they using film and digital, or everything was shot on film?
Everything was shot on film.
Oh, wow,
yes.
wow. Did you, like, grow up watching a lot of films?
Yes, I did.
Okay, okay. What really influenced your style, like, even today? Like, some of the videos you shoot? Like,
I would credit MTV, sci-fi.
You said New French Wave?
French New Wave.
French New
French
Wave.
New Wave. That's more now though, but back in the day it was like sci-fi, thrillers,
Yeah.
you know, coming of age films.
Coming of age films. Was that more on the creative choices you make or just on the storytelling, how they did it?
I feel like I was very interested in the storytelling, but most importantly, like the composition, the visuals, and movements. That's
Okay.
really what I always look after.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Tell the audience why these things are important right here.
So these right here.
Yeah, show them the work, man. You done made this side plate all nice and stuff.
Yes, sir. So look, this is, I call it a worm, but it's meant to keep all the cables tidy and not swinging around. So I like having all my cables tied like this.
And why is that important?
It's important so when I'm operating, none of these cables are in my way or affecting what I have to do for the shot.
Okay. All right, so we got the Teradek on, rear flush, you know what I'm saying? Camera's all tidy, some fly shit. Mm-hmm. So how did you, so you shooting, you know, set photography, album covers. So how did you, so you shooting BTS photography, album covers, you know, on hip hop sets. Mm-hmm. How did you transition into actually operating the film and the video cameras?
I went from shooting BTS to ACing, and I feel my experience as a BTS photographer was a very amazing learning experience because I got to work with people that actually wanted to teach. Yeah. So anything, if I had a question about, you know, a camera, you know, the DP was willing to tell me what it was. Yeah. Like, you know, whatever light was, you know, what is that? I would ask them, what is that simply? And they would give me a full breakdown because these people were very experienced and wanted to teach. So nice. I feel like I credit that to the knowledge I have. And I feel once I went from BTS and I got an understanding of how a set works, I moved on to ACing. Nice. And when it came down to ACing, it's more technical. It's just something I didn't really know. Yeah. But I slowly built up. I had the same mindset throughout. Just I was willing to learn. I would ask questions. I would second AC, and you know, get the answers. And like talk about some of the important things you learned from AC side, and go in depth about, you know, the technical side. Like what did you learn from the technical side? Mm-hmm. Because some of my artists don't even know what an AC is. So just talk about, like, you know, when you say the technical, I understand what you're saying, but like tell them this is what you will learn if you decide to become an AC, and how will it help you as being a DP? So I think the most important thing is learning about lenses and learning the overall ergonomics of the camera. Because if you have a camera that's built correctly and it suits all your needs, with one setup, I feel like you could shoot anything. Yeah. So I feel like learning all the technical stuff for when I DP and I'm, you know, when I shoot, everything's gonna be perfect. I know what I need to do. If there's trouble, I could troubleshoot it myself. I don't really need to rely on an AC, but you know, I enjoy having AC. Yeah, definitely helps. You know, so it's like, I know the ins and out of the camera. I could do the same thing my AC does, but you know. Yeah, as a DP, you focus more on the creative and the vision. Yes, so that allows me. So by giving my AC their job, I'm able to focus more on the creative and furthering more of the story, which is what we do as DPs. Yeah, dope. So how long did you AC before you got into DPing? I AC'd for about a year and a half. Yep. And then I made the transition to a DP. So AC was real temp. You were like, man, I'm trying to DP. Yeah, I was like, it's time to go. Yeah, that's dope, man. Okay, so you out here grinding as a behind-the-scenes photographer. You transition into first ACing. You get this opportunity that you've been waiting on, and everything you've been working for is
halted on this one job. You know what I mean? Somebody gave you an opportunity. Somebody believed in you, which is what we all need. Talk about who reached out to you for this DP job, become a director of photography on your first job, and what was that process like? How did you approach the job?
My first experience as a DP was shooting some promo videos for Nas. Annie from Mass Appeal reached out to me and asked if I was available to shoot and DP some assets for Nas's new album, which at the time was King's Disease 2. And yeah, I hired my friend Sean to steadicam. I got an Alexa Mini LF.
Nice.
With master built soft flares.
Whew.
Yes, and we had a steadicam, and my friend Donovan as well. He's a sound operator. I had both people with me all day, and we just basically shot Nas for an entire day.
With the God.
Yes, sir.
Escobar.
We shot a little promo video with Hitboy, Nas at the studio, and then we shot a couple clips at their private party release for King's Disease 2.
Dog. So these were relationships from your music video days when you've been shooting behind the scenes photography?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So the person who reached out to you, did they know they had seen you shooting BTS? How did they know you wanted to DP?
Annie reached out to me because at the time I was working on filming for Hitboy. Hitboy was locked in with Nas at the time, working on King's Disease 2. So I feel naturally, they reached out to me because I was there. They knew my work.
Yeah.
And
being at the right place at the right time can help you out. Man, I work with Nas. Nas is one of my biggest, one of the biggest hip hop guys to me. I worked on him on a Murder Inc. doc, and I got the opportunity to work with him again on Wu-Tang, Nas, and Busta Rhymes' New York State of Mind tour. And it was a blast.
I bet.
Yeah, man. I got to see all of them perform and just the behind the scenes. We was there for 2 days. It was so dope, man. It was so dope.
Did you use these cameras, by the way?
Oh, man, we definitely used Sam Shot It, you know what I'm saying? Alexa Mini. We used 2 Alexa Minis and Alexa Mirror, all provided by Sam Shot It. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Nice. So, let's see.
Only the best.
So, talk about your approach with the director on this Nas job. Like, you know what I mean?
It was Annie. It was just like literally a running gun. Like we just had the camera, me, Sean, DP.
Yeah, we'll follow Nas and
follow Nas, try to make it look cool.
Yeah.
Like, no director.
It's really just some real running gun documentary and type shit.
It was like I would say it was more docu style.
Yeah.
At the time I was documenting Hitboy, and like that's why my style for that was more docu style. It wasn't like a music video.
Yeah. All right. So look, when you documented Hitboy, this is video.
Yes.
What video camera are you using?
At the time, I was using a DV cam. It was a custom VX 2100.
Oh, so a VHS cam.
It's a DV cam.
What the fuck is that?
So DV is higher quality, higher fidelity than VHS.
Okay.
And it's small.
But it's not like Alexa.
It's not an Alexa. It's not.
Does it? It's so.
It's the Alexa of the time.
It looked video-y.
It shoots in 4:3 aspect ratio, and it's got a 28x. No, sorry, a 36x zoom. So, you could zoom into people. One of the things I used to enjoy doing was zooming into people's eyes and like mouths to get certain reactions or like hand movements.
Yeah. So, was this a creative aesthetic choosing this camera, or that was the most crispiest camera at the time?
It was a creative aesthetic.
Okay.
Yes.
Got you. And when you got the job, you said, "The hell with this. We got a budget now. I'm going to get an LF."
Yes, for the project we had for the release, they had a low budget for it. So, yes, I hired my friends, and we got to shooting.
I'm glad you tightened that. Do you still work with Hitboy?
Yes, I still talk to him here and there.
Yeah. Dope, man. Okay. So what we want to do is break down one of your recent projects you've done, and obviously you've grown over the years as a DP. since this first Nas and Hitboy joint, you DP. So talk about, you know, whichever one you want to dive deep on. I see we putting the matte box on. We got the lens.
Throwing on the matte box.
Talk about one of your recent projects. You know, who contacted you? You know, what was the job and what was your approach?
I recently worked on a Ciroc commercial. In this Ciroc commercial, the director, Kaito, reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of this project. And of course I said yes. He broke down what he wanted to do for the project, showed me details, he showed me mood boards, and from there I was able to come up with a camera package. So I had to hit up the best. Sam shot it. You know, I called Sam, I told him what I needed. I ended up going with your Ingenue EZs and your matte box. I got
the mirror too.
I got an Amira and an Alexa Mini.
Nice.
Yep.
Dope.
So that's the setup I ran.
That Ciroc commercial has a unique aesthetic to it that, you know, I don't even see a lot of commercials have. So talk about, I hear you say the director basically told you this style, is that correct?
Yes, so Kaito wanted, the overall look of the project was sort of dreamy, kind of like a whimsical, perfect place that still kind of looks like it was from the 70s, around, you know, that era.
Yeah.
So a lot of green tones, earthy.
Yeah.
A lot of wide landscape shots.
Yeah.
You know, letting frames breathe.
Yeah.
That was like the main gist of the whole concept.
Nice. And the location was amazing.
Yeah.
So talk about, like, you know, your approach, and then even in the video is out, by the way. What's the name of it?
It's called No Reservations Needed.
No Reservation Needed. Go check it out.
Honey Melon by Ciroc.
Honey Melon. So he said he wanted dreamy. How did you make it dreamy? Did you do something weird with the lens? Did you use diffusion?
Yes. So I ended up choosing your Ingenue EZs.
Okay.
Because those lenses are super sharp, even wide open, I decided to go with heavy filtration.
Okay.
And what I did was I used a quarter bronze glimmer glass.
Bronze
glimmer glass. And then I used a quarter pearlescent.
What the bronze do?
The bronze makes the brown skin tones and usually darker skin tones pop out a little more. It gives it like a nice gold look to it.
Gotcha.
Very pleasing to the eye.
Nice.
And in the rear, a rotopola to help with the skies, maintain the detail.
Nice. Dope. And talk about this location.
This location was amazing. We shot at a very private country club in the middle of nowhere. It had rivers, it had everything we needed. So I feel like the location was very magical, and that helped the commercial a lot as well.
Dope. So we got the bill. This is the 70 bill.
Yes, sir.
We got the WCU4 powering up.
Turn it on, calibrate.
So man, if you could just talk, a question I like to ask, you know, the guests is just like, what do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
The next 3 to 5 years, I see myself filming movies.
Getting into narrative,
TV shows, and also docs. I really enjoy doc work.
Me too, man.
Yes.
I enjoy doc too. It's like one of my most favorite things.
Yes.
Yo, this is 70 millimeter. This is 70 millimeter camera bill. This is Sam Shada Reynolds. All right, peace, y'all.